Hi everyone, welcome to Conceptual Thinkers Talk Primary Math Concept with Teacher Ben. Now for today, the question will be on P6 Tao Nan 2022 Prelim Paper 2, question 16. So let's start and solve the question. So first let's us interpret the question. So a baker made 225 fewer cheese buns than kaya buns. Now he sold half of the cheese buns and 7/9 of the kaya buns. There were 128 buns left in the end. So how many buns did he sell? Now this question, right, is under a concept called more than, less than question. So this is how I identify the concept. So there's a 225 fewer cheese buns than kaya buns. So this is actually a very important key phrase. Now they also mention what will be the quantity left in the end, and in terms of fraction, what will be the category of items sold. So we have half on the cheese bun and 7/9 on the kaya buns. Okay, so now the recommendation to solve this question is using model drawing. Now I understand that if you have 2022 exam papers, they actually use units and parts to solve it. So what I actually recommend is, if there's a link between two categories or two identities, then my suggestion to the student will be not to use units and parts. We can actually use a model to actually analyze the question. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I actually draw the model. So I will be using the before and after model, but I will do some simple calculation also to actually show the movement from at first to in the end. Okay, so let's do some simple calculation now. So we know that there will be half of the cheese buns and 7/9 of the kaya buns that will be sold. So if we want to make the denominator equal, what we do is the half and the 2 and the 9 here, we need to make them the same in terms of the denominator. So we are looking at the lowest common multiple. So I'm going to multiply here by 9, and I'm going to multiply here by 2. Okay, so I'm going to get 9/18. Then I'm going to get 14/18. So what does this mean? This means that my denominator will represent total, and my numerator will represent the units that actually sold. Okay, now this is important. The reason is because the question is asking for how many buns did he sell, right? So which means that 9 units and 14 units will be the key information to actually solve the question. Okay, now with this, we can start to draw the model. So let's look at what happened at first. So we have cheese bun and we also have kaya bun. So I'm going to show that cheese bun will be this length in terms of the model. Now for kaya bun, it will be this length plus another 225. Okay, because they mentioned that for the cheese, it will be 225 fewer than the kaya bun. So I believe everyone understands this. Now the reason why I put them in the same denominator, because this denominator number will be the number I use for the units. So I call this as 18 units. Okay, so let's talk about what will happen to the changes. Now if you look at the cheese bun, and I want to look at what the number of cheese bun left, right? It will be 18 units minus away 9 units. So I left with 9 units. Okay, so this will be the quantity or the length that I'm going to draw for my cheese in the end. Next, if I look at kaya left, there's two components I need to look at. First component will be this 18 units. After 7/9 of it will be so what will be the leftover, and I also need to know what will be the quantity left from this 225 after 7/9 of it sold. So let's do the calculation. Now at first I have 18 units. I know that the units sold will be 14, so I'm going to minus away 14. So I left with 4 units. Okay, now for 225, this one we have to do some calculation. First I need to know what will be the number sold in terms of 225. So I'm going to multiply 225 with 7/9. So I'm going to left with 175. Then I take 225 minus away 175. So I'm going to get 50. So I'm going to have 50 left and 4 units left. Okay, so let's draw the after model, which is the ending model. So if you look at the cheese and the kaya, so now we are able to draw them. So for cheese, I'm going to left with 9 units. Now for kaya, I'm going to left with 4 units and 50. So let's draw 4 units this way. Then we're going to have 50. I don't know how long it will be, but I just draw a length here. So this will give me 128 buns. Left, right? Okay, so from here, we can start to do some calculation. Now, if you see from here, if you add these two models up, it should give me 128. Okay, so I will take 9 units plus 4 units. This will be equal to 128 minus away 50. Okay, so this will give me 13 units. And this will give me 78. Now this is a paper 2 question, so you are allowed to use calculator to do the calculation. Okay, so now if I look at 1 unit, so 1 unit will be 78 divided by 13. Okay, so I'm going to left with 6. So next, I want to find the number of buns that he sell. So what we do is we look at this 9 units and this 14 units. Okay, so 9 units plus 14 units, that will give me 23 units. So I'm going to find what is 23 units. So that will be equal to 6 times 23. So we can use our calculator to do 6 times 23. So we're going to get 138. Okay, now don't forget that there's another 175 kaya buns sold. So we should take 138 plus 175. So plus 175, we're going to get 313 buns sold, which is cheese plus kaya. Okay, now this is the way that I will implement my step to solve the question. Now then, how do we check our work, right? So what I will do is I will do some check here. Now first thing is I want to find what is the value of 18 units. So I'm going to take 6 times 18. So that will give me 108. Okay, so this will be the number of cheese bun at first. Then I take 108. I add another 225. So I will end with 333. So this will be the number of kaya buns at first. Next, let's calculate what will be the movement here. So I'm going to take 108. I multiply by half. So this will be equal to 54. And you also notice that 54 is equal to 6 times 9. So that will give me 54, right? So that means that the answer makes sense in terms of the movement. Then for how about for the kaya? So we know that 7 over 9 sold, right? So leftover will be 1 minus away 7 over 9. So I'm going to get 2 over 9. So if I take 2 over 9 and multiply with 333, so what should I get? I should get 74. So actually this 74, if you use 4 units, so it will be 4 times 6. Then we add another 50. So we're going to get 74. So it actually matched to the number of kaya in the end. So this means that the answer makes sense. So there's a few things I will do checking besides doing a logical check. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ensure that I didn't make any transfer error. I'm using the correct number to do my calculation, and I'm finding the things that the question wants me to do. So in this case, they want me to find how many buns did he sell. I'm not going to find how many buns at first or how many buns in the end. Okay, so that is the key thing. You must read the question carefully. So this is the way I inspect the question. So that's all for this video. So don't forget to follow or subscribe to our YouTube channel, Conceptual Thinkers. You can also follow us on our Facebook, Conceptual Thinkers Mathematics and English Hub, and also follow us on our TikTok, channel, so Conceptual Thinkers SG. So that's all. So feel free to share your question if you have any, and we will get back to you. So that's all for this video. I will see you in the next video. Bye.